Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Kay Zulu. I'm a money mindset coach. So this is my very first video. I am excited to be here with you all, and of course a little nervous because I am trying to figure out where to start with this video. However, I want to share an important topic that you probably will relate to as you try to also maneuver your expenses and your budget and where to start. So basically, I want to talk about how to create a budget without losing your mind. And the reason why I want to talk about that is that we are living in a very turbulent times right now, and 60% of people do not budget, or when they do, it is so hard to continue to be consistent. And so in this video, I break down the three tasks, the three things you need to focus on, to create a simple and sustainable budget for your life. And so, number one, you want to create a budget that will be, that will sustain your lifestyle, your goals, and values. And what do I mean by that? A lot of us just look at our lives and we're just pretty much at the mercy of money. We get money in our accounts and we spend it. We get money and we spend it. There are no stop gaps to allow us to think through that. And sometimes, let's face it, it's sometimes we'll have a little more, on the expense side than what's coming in, and we're living paycheck to paycheck, or our income, it just doesn't ever seem like it's enough. And so that's why you want to start with that. Think through your lifestyle and what are your goals and what are your values. So that's kind of like the number one thing. And write it down. Number two, identify your sources of income. Is your income coming from your business? Is it from your job? Is it alimony, whatever it is, investments, savings? Add all those in. Is it coming in on a monthly basis, every other month? Is it constant? Is it coming in at different points in time? Regardless, write down your sources of income and add them all up. The third piece is you want to be able to identify your expenses. Now with this one, you want to be able to come up with your commitment. So we're going to break it down in two. So you want to come up with your commitments. These are your fixed expenses, meaning that whether you like it or not, they come every month. Examples would be rent, mortgage, insurance, credit card minimum payments, loans, what else? Like your Netflix, your cable. So the bills that come every month without fail, they're typically the same amount, or they could be a little variable, but it's coming and it might be $1 off, but like that, we consider that fixed. And then you want to have the variables and list those as well. And you might ask, where am I going to get my expenses and all that kind of stuff? If you use your credit cards, get all of that from there, your bank statements. It might be harder for someone who transacts in cash. And so if you haven't done that yet, I would say, for the fixed expenses, you will know how much you're spending. But for the variable expenses, you want to be able to have like either a notebook, but I think that a majority of people probably transacting using their debit card or credit cards. So keep track of all those expenses. And then once you do that, you want to audit your expenses. Oh, okay. Those Okay, I got distracted there. Something was coming through. And at that point, when you're auditing your expenses, go back to what you did in step 1, where you identified what your goals are and then what your values are. And as you audit your expenses, you want to find out if how you're spending your money is a reflection of your values. And then also how you're spending your money, how is it in relation to your goals? Because you'll find out one or two things. Either you're on track or you're not on track. Either way, it's not a reason to panic. It's not a reason to beat yourself up for not, for doing that. You're just human, and you are in a position where you're going to learn something and take that and put it, in a place where you can track both your expenses and your income. And then subtract your income from your expenses and figure out if you have a negative or a positive. And to find out, for extra credit, if you want, go back a month or two to see how much you spent in a quarter, so you can kind of analyze your expenses and your income. And then we can start to really think of what do we need to remove out of our expenses, and what can we not, remove. And then look at our goals and figure out okay, now that we're in this space, do I need to bring more money in the situation? How much can I cut my expenses? Because there's certain things you just can't. But when you do that and you really are starting to now put a microscope on your money, that's when the ideas start to come. That's when you really can see where the gaps lie and where you will need help to resolve the situation. So I hope this has been helpful. Leave a comment below, or you can reach out to me. The details are under this video. Thank you again for listening, and I will be back tomorrow to share some more financial tips and information. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.